So it's Wednesday again today. Well, it's Wednesday every week, but so yeah, Mel's not here today. She wanted a day off, which I wasn't bothered about because we're mixing. It's a good half an hour you're spending getting your gear and waiting, 5-10 minutes for forklift driver. You over a day, it's about an hour you're losing, so it's another hour you've got to pay a labourer. But get these cuts done. Forgot a set of batteries. I've only got one set today, so I'm thinking I'll get one side cuts done, then I'll start doing the block work on the other side, rack it back again, same deal, and then tomorrow I'll do what fiddly stuff when Mel's here to speed me up. I've got another brimder tub sort of thing, so I made sure my shovels full of sand are a bit heavier, and I've got a pack of bricks on loading bay, and we're going to load them out now for the other cut up. It's a bit narrower, a bit taller, so slightly different angle, that one. So as well, when you're counting a gable, you can't always just count the full gable and half it, because sometimes the angle doesn't work out half. Sometimes you'll have a couple of courses on top of each other, and if you're counting up to see what you're doing, you'll be skimping your stencil. You're best counting every course and then memorising that for if you're doing one similar degrees. I think there is a calculator online you can get, but I just count every course to make sure that I'm not undercounting on a cut up. It's always good to count, even if you get given a price. It's good to count just to see what sort of gear you're laying in a day. So yeah, right, I'll load them bricks out. It's on that loading bay, and while we wait for his gobbo, I'll put my string line on as well. So I was going to bring some lat from home, but I just cut some 4x1 up with the cutter. So alright guys, see you in the next clip. Got this one loaded out now. There we go. Massive pro working on your own. When you're on a job like this and there's mixing your own gobbo, I've waited 45 minutes since I put that tub in, so it's probably a prime time if you're on a job like this one where you're not getting super quick services. There's no need for a labourer sometimes, especially if you're just one bricklayer like the line set up here. I'll show you. I've loaded out a pack of bricks in about 20 minutes, stood around now and mark a few cuts up, but yeah, I'll show you my line set up. So yeah, these are the ones I cut yesterday with the hammer, with just the brick hammer. So I'm going to cut them straight off now with cutter, and then fill in my little cuts, mark them all up. I'll show you how I mark them, and since I've got some downtime while I'm waiting for gobbo. It's a good job I got it a bit wetter as well today, because I anticipated the service being terrible again. So right, show you. So I've got my line on, and you can see I've got 20mm bed there. That accounts for your 10mm bed and your 10mm perp joint. So if I take this underside of this line about 5mm, score me mark, cut it, I should sit a few mil under that line to give me a little bit of clearance for when they put the tile caps on. So right, cut this one and show you how it looks. That's right where you want to be there, 10mm, and that's giving me a 10mm gap underneath. I'll try and get them a little bit tighter up next couple. That's sort of the idea. Right, I think the gobbo's on way now. Thought I haven't back at their compound yet, so I think he should be on the way with the gobbo. Right, see you probably in some headcam when I'm doing this block work. So it's 11 o'clock. Got his gobbo at 10. I've run out of power in my cutter, but got about 3/4 of them done. Another half an hour in the morning, and I'll have that. I might do these when I go to do the cuts on the other one. So I'll carry on building the other one. I'll come back and do these cuts when I start the cuts on the other one, because then I'll take these bits of wood off and nail them onto the other one. So yeah. Right guys, I'll see you in some headcam on the block. So it's 12:30. I've got 4 course on. Blocks are, saturated as normal, but it acts very much like ready mix. This mix your own on heavy blocks. So 4 is about the limit today, and the tray was in my way last time, so I'm leaving that off until I actually need to put it on. So I put 2 big 8-course corners up with big level. Because it's only 12:30, I've got a good half a tub there, so I'll crash some brickwork in, I think, because that doesn't need jointing. I've flushed up the joints on that side, back, joint it before I leave, and I'm not having a snap today either, so because I started a bit later. So I'll put some big corners up, I'll put the headcam on and build some corners, I suppose, because it's a bit boring just seeing me running all the time, and I didn't want to film block work. A little tip as well here, get one of these gauge tape and learn to use it. It's fucking, I used to be forever cutting blocks, setting up, used to look at the fucking bond like it was fucking black magic. Get a gauge tape and save yourself tons of time. I did a few cuts with knicker as well, left them off because it's just easier. That cutter just makes life easy. So but yeah, I did a bit of briquette action in the middle because they were a straight joint, so a bit of a briquette, and that's how you lose it really. And I moved my piece a bit and a bit of jiggery pokery with the joints, but only the owls will see. But yeah, right, let's get some brickwork done.
Hey guys, Harry here, back with another bricklaying vlog, the voiceover part of this video. If you've got to this far into the video, thank you very much. Much appreciated for getting the watch time average up on the videos. These videos are designed to be sort of just watched in one go. The video structure is sort of a progression throughout the day. So if you like that sort of style, stick around, like the video, subscribe for more content if you're new. But yeah, I'm building a corner here, and it's like a pyramid, something that you'd sort of do at college. But the reason I like to build a corner, especially when I'm working on my own, is just for jointing purposes. I don't like to be jointing big long runs. Whereas if you build your corners first, it takes away a bit of that pointing, and I think it's a little bit, it's a little bit less messing around. You stay in one place, and I'm a big fan of the 8 and 9 course corners. In particular, the damp tray that was required on this cut up was going in on the 8th course of brick, and it made sense me building 2 8-course corners, running them in, laying that damp over, and away we go. So that's the reason why I'm doing it. And if you've noticed in some of the videos, and more or less all my videos, I don't really use a tape measure very often. I'm very good these days at finding one height and sticking to it. So if I build my blockwork first, I'll make sure that blockwork's to gauge, and then I'll just follow with my brickwork. So that's what I'm doing in this video. As you saw when I was doing the housing a month back or so, I was doing the brickwork first, getting that to gauge, and then following suit on the blockwork. So I'm not having to measure everything twice. This takes a bit of experience and a bit of, a bricklayer's eye to do, and, a bit of confidence of years and years of doing it. But, you don't really need to have your tape measure in your hand all the time, gauging this and that. It's probably more prevalent when you're on, obviously, housing, but obviously I was, I kept pretty true with my profiles and stuff like that, so I didn't do a lot of gauging because I didn't build a lot of corners when I was doing the concrete bricks for the obvious reasons. But yeah, especially on top outs, there's no need. Spandrel panel top outs as well. I just didn't gauge them either, just kept them level. That's why the 6-foot level is so good for building these big corners and for just keeping, tabs on your gable, make sure it's running level. Also as well, it's just to stop the ties from sloping backwards. You can get, it doesn't matter if your ties are sloping forwards onto the outside skin of brick, you won't normally get pulled for that. It's if they're sort of sloping backwards. I've been pulled for even the spandrel ties sloping backwards if I've knocked them in on an angle. You will find yourself, especially on the bigger sites, this is my criticism of working on big sites, is that you can get pulled for literally, anything that is an untrained eye looking at your brickwork. So an untrained eye would, pick fault with something very trivial. But that's just the way it is, Basically, all managers these days, none of them are really ex-tradesmen, and if they were just basically an apprentice and then became a manager. So there's not any really experienced eyes, other than knowing how to get it past an HBC inspection and and a CML sort of thing. So the little nuances like that you can get pulled for. So you've got to try and keep everything by the book. It's crap because you get frustrations. I get frustrating comments from managers that say, "Oh, why is this like this?" and it makes me want to roll my eyes. But just one of them, that is probably for anyone who is a bricklayer and has been bricklaying, doing their own work, sort of private, doing little extensions, garden walls, etc., and not been on big sites. That's probably your biggest obstacle dealing with management. It's the one thing that if you can master dealing with, if you can master that, it's pretty much cracked it. You can carry on, working away on site as normal. It takes a lot of time to sort of, how to react to some of these comments, because even myself, I find, I think of myself as a pretty likable guy. I'm pretty cooperative, and I try to be nice to everyone, try to treat everyone like I would myself. But I find myself constantly running into problems when I would go on site after site. Over the years, it was more so when I was younger. I used to get really et up and you know, I'd fucking start losing my temper. But as I've got older and wiser and calmer, you still find that as the majority of problems when you're working on, you know, new build sites. That's the majority of problems that I find. But that's the sort of character I am. I'm not sort of one to conform and arse slick. I just like to get on with my work, and if I sense I'm getting pulls unnecessarily, or getting something that I don't think's fair, I will be sure to say it. But that's one of the things, you know, you've got to try to keep your work cock on. So I try in these videos to sort of show you what to look for, show you little tips that can be pulled, and that's the main thing. I like to make it easier for the layman bricklayer, you know, because there's nothing worse than having someone on your back. You know, it's not a nice way to work. So you always want your work, you know, to be, to look at it with high scrutiny, and still be in good stead. So anyway, enough of my ranting about, you know, new build housing sites. But yeah, we're on this little job at the moment. I've really actually quite been enjoying mixing my own gob in the morning. I know it's a ball ache, it loses me time and stuff, but you know, it's nice being on a quiet job. This is what makes me want to take on my own work in the future. At the moment, I'm not really in a position to, sort of financially wise, or sort of stress time management wise, because you know, it's just a bit easier for me to work for a subby and just turn up and do my work, and away we go. And I've been liking doing my little smaller jobs like the top outs, and staying off what I find all the time. I've said this to guys on site a lot of the time. If I stay on a job long enough, I'll fall out with someone. So I like to just, you know, move jobs every so many months. It just keeps it fresh for me, and you know, I'm not perfect, so someone will find that I'm not perfect and fucking, you know, dig at me for it. So especially on YouTube, this is the biggest thing. This is why a lot of the time, you know, when I'm recording, I always try to do it by the book. But you know, none of us are perfect, and as soon as someone sees something that they don't like, they'll fucking tell you in the comments. So, you know, just the same as the YouTube comments on YouTube. That's what you'll find on a lot of sites. You know, so yeah. But apart from that, you know, yeah, it's been a good job so far. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it all in all, especially working solo as well. A little bit nice to go back to the old routine we had with the old man. Obviously he doesn't work with me anymore, but Mel's sort of mimicking what he used to do for me. She's a bit quicker than the old man in one sense of the word, and she does it a bit easier. But it's nice to just have a hand. And I know I didn't have many subscribers back when the old man worked with me, and if you go look at some of the old videos, you'll not see him a lot because he didn't like to be recorded. But Mel's doing very similar work to what he did, and it helps out tremendously. Even a small hand, or a small helping hand, goes a long way. Because I've said many a time, it's all right me trying to get a labourer, and then I'm jacking up, because then it's stress trying to find another one. Whereas Mrs. keep me going 3-4 days a week max, because she says she don't want to do 4 weeks anymore, which, to be honest, is suiting me a lot now, because you cannot. I always said this is, a lot of old bricklayers will say this, who work on their own, or a lot of guys will say this, but you can't fall out with yourself. So this is what some of the pros are working solo. So I watched Izzy the Bricky's video the other day, saying he's looking for a labourer. Don't rush into it. Don't fucking force it as well. That's one thing, because you can easily make your fucking day stressful for no apparent reason. I'm doing these few tips on YouTube working solo. I hope anyone who's working solo out there gets a few tips from it, because I've learned to be a lot more efficient solo over the years, and it makes me capitalise on having a labourer, but if the labour is shit, I've got to sort of stop giving lads merit just for turning up when they're not actually that good. Just because they're hard to come by labourers these days, just because you're shit, you shouldn't be merited. So that's why I look at sometimes, like, this is why I try and count up at the end of the day for you guys, show you what I do. And I've been roughly, if I add in the extra bit of money I get for mixing my own gobbo, I'm earning about $250 a day on my own, and probably sometimes I don't even earn that when I've got a labourer, you know. So this is where you can really capitalise when you're on your own. If you can just pace yourself like you see me doing here, you know, arriving a little bit later, you know, timing everything right, you can make some good money. You can make, you know, you can. I think I've been PB solo was like 400 quid I earned in a day, but that was on some nice straight boundary walls, not you know, as good a, you know, I haven't found as good a run as that for a while. So that, you know, you've got to bear that in mind here. It's the work you're on, but as I've said in previous videos and a lot of my videos, you know, the way you improve your skill overall is taking on all types of work, trying to improve all aspects, and then any work you do come against, you know, you can earn really good money, like earning 250 quid in a day, maybe 300 on a good running, well, maybe 350 if I got my gear. You know, a lot of gangs won't earn anything like that on top outs. They just won't. And by sort of optimizing yourself and you know, being able to you know, some of the tips I use, and you know, some of the tips a lot of other guys on YouTube are used, you know, you can really capitalize, you know, money wise. But yeah, that's some of the merits as well. You know, if you just get fast in any aspect, you don't have to rely on people, you know, rely on a labourer, rely on a gang, or rely on the perfect site or the perfect bit of work or the perfect service to make money. You know, there's a lot of other ways you can go about doing it, which I like. I like the fact I can go on a job and I've never not made money. So you know, I don't have to stress and go, oh, I'm going to a new site. Is it any good? Is it bad? Because even the worst of sites I've made money, because I've sort of site IQ'd it, you know, as they say in the boxing world, you know, ring IQ. If you've got site IQ and bricklaying IQ, you can make the most of it. So yeah, coming to the end of the voiceover part. Hope you enjoyed that little, you know, my little thought of the day. I don't really know what I spoke about, I forgot, but I'm going to enjoy the rest of my beer, and there's a bit of some music on the next few clips, and then I speed a bit of it up for a little time lapse with Headcam. So thanks all for watching, and I'll leave the title of the video. You've seen the title of the video by now. I'm going to make one up after this clip, and then you can you know, you know, I don't know what I'll title it. You know, you'll be able to see what the video's about. I've been working on my titles and thumbnails because that's what seems to, you know, pull the viewers as well, you know. Oh, and I just showed you guys here how I joint the brickwork. I don't top and tail anymore, especially on clay bricks. The sponge gets a lot of it now, you know. There's one thing I used to do. I was laying like heritage style bricks for a while, which do require a bit more pointing, but these like buff style, you know, your traditional semi-engineering clay bricks, you know, the sponge gets them all, and a lot quicker, you know. Probably courtesy of watching a lot of Collison's videos, so quite a lot of months ago, when he was laying these sort of buff bricks. You know, the sponge, it really does make a good job, you know. And someone like myself who was a bit obsessed with pointing in the past, you know, you got to sort of shed your OCD about things and just fucking crack on and get it done quicker. You know, just cut out the unnecessary steps. So yeah, so that was my you know, a bit of topic about working solo and new build sites and how to deal with management and stuff like that. You know, you know, this channel is aimed for, you know, bricklayers, but you know, if managers watch it, you know, you might get an insight for how the other half think. You know, but it's very separate these days. I find you know, it's a different world on the other side of the desk. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video in a couple of days probably. So if you enjoyed, subscribe as always, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and you know, thanks for your time. You know, I've got, you know, quite a bit of footage coming up next, doing a bit of pick and dip, you know, one brick at a time, all, you know, proper one brick at a time. So, you know, if you enjoy that, you know, some of the music, check it out. Links in the description. See you later.
So we're all loaded up, piled high. I always manage to get 2 gorilla tubs on each board. They're good actually. I'm going to get one of them junk trowels just to use out of that when I'm doing bits and bobs. But yeah, so I'm going to run this 8 course in, and the gobbler's used. I've literally scraped it out, so it's 2 o'clock. You can't even see that because my camera's rubbish, but 2 o'clock, so it should take me about an hour to run that in, point up, point the back. A good half-3 finish today, I reckon. So right, bit of the old fucking mountain climbing cam, old mountain climber. I'm off to some more running in. Right, see you in the next one.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me, hold your hand while the pain was over, keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me, hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. sees. Oh, you meant the world to me.
I don't deny there's some strange evolutionary process going on, but mankind won't be destroyed. The fact that you and I are working here today is evidence of that.
There we go, that's what we got done today at 3:15. Nice early finish, well, what I consider early. So 5 course a block, what's that, I don't know, what, 6, 7, 8, call it 9, 45, 50 block, 250 brick. Again, plus a load of cuts over there. I don't think that's bad for getting me gobbo at 10 AM, 10 well 3. Yeah, so right, see you in the next video.